right, I'm back at it with another video. Since RWBY and Yashahime released on the same days, I decided that from now on I will upload two videos, probably simultaneously every week. One discussing Yashahime, the other discussing RWBY, Volume 8 specifically. And Episode 2 released today, and I have feelings and thoughts, personal feelings. First of all, that Grim at the end, by the way, spoilers, that Grim at the end was downright terrifying. And I think that was the Grim that won the contest. There was a contest to create a Grim and someone won. There was some controversy. I honestly don't know enough about that, so you're going to have to Google that for yourself. But she did win a contest for a new Grim, and I think this was it, and it is downright terrifying. It's a shape-shifting Grim. It started out as one that looked like a bear, and then it morphed into one that walked on two legs and actually said the word no. It's sentient, it's thinking, and it grew wings to carry Oscar away because it was specifically targeting Oscar. I think it's taking him to Salem so that she can, because apparently he's the only one who can unlock the treasure she has. He's the only one that she knows who knows how to unlock the treasure she has. But that being said, that Grim was downright actually terrifying. And the fact that other Grim could sense it and sense how crazy it was and sense how powerful it was and that they ran away for the first time was something else. So I'm curious as to what they're going to do with this. And it was scary. I was legitimately terrified. And as someone who doesn't watch zombie movies unless they're just purely undead, the zombies become exceedingly more terrifying if they can think and are sentient. Then I'm a big no. That's why in Warm Bodies, those skeletons scared the crap out of me. But and this is the same logic applied. It's a monster who is sentient, can think, said no, and walked away with Oscar. And that just doesn't sit right with me. It's creepy. So good job, Rooster Teeth. You did something right. Now on to other things that happened in this episode. Crow is planning to kill Ironwood and is trying to start a coup with Robin, Weiss's dad. I'm curious as to what they're going to do with Mustache Man. I'm very curious as to why he was taken. I don't know what Ironwood wants to do with him. Probably use him to hack into something that he's not supposed to be. Either that or execute him. So Crow is going to try and start a coup against Ironwood, which about time. I think Crow is over it. I think Crow was on a suicide mission at this point. Like, I don't think he has much to live for besides RWBY, and he can't seem to get in contact with her, so he needs to save the world and everything. And Robin might be on board with it because she's kind of a vigilante. I appreciate Yang's whole talking back to the Karen moment when she was trying to round up everyone, and the Karen was like, I don't want to go down there with those animals. She's like, okay, then stay up here and die then. I appreciate that moment. That was definitely for us retail workers. That felt solid. I like that. In terms of Penny and RWBY, it hurts that Penny is experiencing what she's experiencing, but I think it's interesting character development. I think by the end of this, Penny is going to be probably the most emotionally stable and emotionally there person as to anyone else there, because she's basically a newborn baby learning everything for the first time. And that's going to be interesting, at least for me, because I am addicted to character development. Nora, I love you. You know what you did. For those who know, you know. I love Nora and Weiss, but yeah, that was a great scene. That was funny. Legitimately funny. So I used to be a news reporter, and I gotta say, when what's her name came and took over the broadcast and told everyone to get the hell out of Dodge, you will die if you don't, by interrupting said broadcast news anchor. It was entertaining, but it also hurt my journalist soul, simply because if something like that actually does happen, it's kind of scary sometimes. And you're like, I don't know what this person's about to say. They're probably going to get us booed off the air or whatever. So that ran through my mind. Also, don't take my mic. But I like what she said, because the anchor was using it as we're going to be here to report the news for everybody. And she's like, y'all don't need to be watching the news. Y'all need to be getting out. Y'all need to be actually evacuating. Don't listen to him. Listen to me. Get off the TV and get down into the sewers, basically, or wherever they are, the underground. I think that's interesting. So yeah, RWBY season 8, episode 2. It was a good episode. I still think there are too many characters, and RWBY has too many characters and not enough plot. That's just my personal opinion. I still love the show, in general, but I will admit that sometimes things are too heavily character driven, and we're not really getting anywhere with the plot. The only thing that happened in this episode that pertains to the overall story is the introduction of a new Grimm and Weiss finding a way to get up into Atlas without being detected. Other than that, that's all that happened here. Everything else was purely about characters, which, again, I'm a sucker for good character development, but that's all RWBY is now. And it used to not be that way. And I kind of miss that. But I feel like RWBY ended up finding its stride halfway through the runtime, because it started out as something that's basically just action. And later on, it found a story and a plot. And it's been running with that. And I'm happy that it's running with an actual plot, because I like plots and I like stories. However, that's not what RWBY was intentioned for, in my opinion. And it feels too little too late. So people who have legitimate criticisms about RWBY and saying that it's been downhill and saying that it's not what it used to be are right. It isn't what it used to be. Is it better? Is it worse? That's up to you to decide. And criticisms for RWBY are valid. But I kind of like where it's going. I wish they would stop introducing characters, and I wish that they would just focus on the world more instead of characters and what's happening around them, and like the relationship between normal humans and faunists, and the relationship between all the different kingdoms and the countries and Atlas, and the dynamics between the caste system in Atlas. I wish they would focus more on that, of the world of Remnant, instead of bringing in all this extra stuff. It would have been a better show, in my opinion. But I'm still a RWBY fan, and I will still continue to watch it. And I am interested in where this is going. So yeah, that's about all I have for today. Tune in next week. See ya.